Oh, I think we're live, but I'm currently watching an ad for Far From Home. So I'm going to commentate that instead. Awesome, says Sidekick. Yeah, I'm done with that. There we go. No ad now. Oh, and I can hear myself. Let's mute that.
Just a bit of ad.
Hello, everyone.
Come on, Mango, give him the razzle dazzle.
Today we have two beautiful human beings who are going to be entertaining you. One of them is called Vapo. The other one is called Nathan. That's it. That's all I've got. And one of them is going to win, unless it's a tie.
But which one will win?
I mean, if I had a coin, I'd flip it, but all I've got is a thing of cream crackers. They don't really have a head or a tails. I mean, Vapo's the favourite, right? So.
So we're looking at 129.45 PV for Vapo and checking leaderboard. Nathan with Fill for me.
I had it opened a minute ago and I closed it. I've just got the spreadsheet open instead. Flip a cracker. All right. It's an ASMR cracker flipping stream.
You gotta break the cracker first.
Let me turn the gain up so you can hear it. There you go. Now I've got broken bits of cracker over my desk. Oh.
Okay. We have both of our rooms already. I'll leave it to Mango to do a countdown.
Let me just check that Vapo's ready.
Okay, I will add them both.
Vapo. Oh yeah, they're both ready.
Okay, we got this.
I'll do the countdown.
In chat.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go.
And we'll be off. I assume both hunters are going to be doing the appropriate watching of the intro cutscene. The greatest story on Earth, I believe.
Yeah, there. Oh, that stream delay's caught up. There we go. Vapo gets the head start. But I mean, not really.
That we know of. New and improved Buzz Cola is made from only the finest sugars and waters. Plus, it has a special ingredient.
But both of them have frame rates on their stream, which is good. Having watched Bowman, although saying that, Nathan's has just dropped a bit.
Cola. Must get Buzz Cola.
I want to hear this if both audio is playing.
16.9, I believe. Everything seems a bit stretched out a bit wide.
I think it's fine.
Piece of cake.
Yeah. I don't think there are too many people in here who have never watched a hit and run race before, because this is our new channel. But if you haven't, it's GTA without guns and with yellow.
Essentially, still, to bring you through the levels, basically level 1 is just an average day for Homer. Level 2, obviously an average day does involve killing your supervisor. Level 2 is Bart trying to acquire illegal fireworks after attempting to get video games. Level 3 is Lisa's attempts to find Bart. Level 4 is Marge's attempts to cure Bart. Level 5 is actually, what is level 5?
After investigating the conspiracy behind the government.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not the government, but just generally.
Essentially, like going to his suppliers, trying to find out what's up with the cola. As we do see, Vapo is gradually pulling a small lead ahead. I think we do have like a small 4 or 5 second discrepancy between the two runners.
have to keep an eye out for how the loads separate them. So they're both timing without loads, so their individual timers are the ones to be going on, so they'll be a little bit desync. But yeah, for now, as close as it should be. I think within a second or so, maybe.
Oh, I think Nathan might just ward back to back to SMIC. Going for a double pan thing here. Not quite sure how the strategy is going to go.
Sweet.
Yeah, falling at the first menu. It's tricky.
What's next? Planet's cooler. I gave it to Barney.
Yeah, Vapo pulling ahead for that. But I mean, again, these missions, not a lot to them. Just driving. Try not to crash. And the next missions where there is some challenge element.
Almost done. Now I need
guess.
stupid picture of a
I am
stupid fan.
somewhat curious to see what Vapo's going to do, because he did pull out the special route for set to kill. So I'm rather curious to see, like, is he gonna, like, you know, give us a little bit of a flex, see what he can do with his speedrun muscles.
I think he bottled out from doing the special set to kill route, but
I know he did it the first race. I remember.
oh, did it? I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was absolutely magnificent. Vapo finishing up 350 on the clock as he has to go back to Ned. Nathan now approaching. As a piece of advice, I see a lot of new runners tend to like come in and they will face the wall, whereas both of these runners, they do the correct thing in trying to turn the car around. It's basically just because you don't want to have to accelerate uphill, because that's just going to counteract anything you try to do. Both runners are going for the neighbor's garden, although Nathan's
missing the wasp.
little bit. A bit too much of a slalom on approach, and we are getting some frames here.
Vapo just missed 420 on the clock. Or I just missed Vapo's 420. Nathan's on 420. There we go.
That's all we're waiting for.
Significant moment in both runners' runs.
Now we're going to be seeing here a little Lenny push. It isn't actually that essential. It's just basically we're trying to carry Lenny towards where we want him to be, because we have to talk to Barney.
That was controlled.
Slightly overdone.
Yeah, it wasn't good, but there was some nice control.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Lenny just stayed exactly like, on the hood of the car, going for the pickup truck. What's your personal opinion? I believe there's 3 cars now that we do this mission.
Minivan for me. Nathan getting a bit of bad luck. Bumped into the school bus. Just gave Lenny a chance to jump out the way. That's funny.
Lenny and his darn sense of self-preservation, just getting in the way of Dalton's urge to go fast.
He's not supposed to get family sedans in his eye.
Okay, Vapo here. You might notice there a small little skid mark behind the car, because if you hit the e-brake just at the moment to make contact, I'm not exactly sure what the actual tech behind it is, but you do get a significantly stronger attack, and you're going to notice that later in several other disruption missions.
Vapo did actually get the strap.
Convertible. I just whacked.
Surprise, surprise.
Nathan.
How can I?
Should get it, but it's a little bit slow. The earlier you make contact with Smithers, he can tend to slow down as he tries to, like, not get trapped.
So actually a decent amount of damage though, so that's not too bad.
Did you just see what happened in the info screen there?
I missed it. Did he, like, teleport back down to the bottom?
Yeah, teleport back down. It was very bizarre as Nathan Honey finishes 1-4. Or 1-3, I always get mixed up in which missions everyone's on because of the tutorial mission. Bout 1-6 as Nathan begins. We shall see if either of them will be going for Scorpion Strap. Yes, it's a strap. If anyone says it's not a strap, I'm going to be very furious with you. It happened at GDQ, therefore it's a strap. Vapo shall forego the scorpions. Not quite sure about that.
Got to do the gag. Get the screen shake.
Vapo informing us that if this was a normal attempt, he would have reset by now. As Nathan comes to the final and is going to... and is not even going to go for the gag or the... Oh,
there it
goes
is.
for the scorpions. Fantastic. There's not going to be a sting in the tail of that run.
So, Vapo's built up a little lead. But, not much. Anyone's game. Sorry, heighten the drama.
Marge, that black
These two
van
runners
is
have
spying
been
on us.
exchanging fierce words to each other, calling each other names, and
It's
drawing
cracking.
rude pictures of each other.
Sweet.
And this is really the climax of weeks of
Take that.
something, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sending anonymous baskets of fruit to each other's home addresses.
Coming through.
Does that happen in wrestling as well?
Oh, I think I broke something.
Okay, so we're going to see Nathan's going to be starting FBI as Vapo's is about a third of the way through. You are going to notice here there's a small discrepancy between the two cars as the pickup truck is significantly faster and there is a slingshot effect in this van. In many follow missions in the early game, the game kind of just like, you know, it gives you a hand, says, you know, I'm not going to let you fail this too easily, so if you fall very far back, the van will slow down. But the issue is you want the van to get to its final position quickly because our ability to finish the mission is directly contingent on the van getting to the final location. So they are going to try to stay very close, and it's going to be a lot easier for Vape to do that with a faster vehicle. And Nathan will not be going for the quick spot. And Vapo did get the wasp. Will Nathan? Nathan will.
So Nathan's about 20 seconds behind, something like that. It looks more, but has had longer loads, so a little bit desync.
Yeah, basically
40?
whatever.
Oh no, that's 40 people.
Subtracts 10 because Vapo's timer is 10 seconds ahead of Nathan. Nathan is showing up quite well, although Vapo's strong area of the game is in the late game, so that's where we expect to see him pull out a big lead.
Ouch! My bikini's out home.
I didn't see if Vapo got both wasps there.
Only one of them.
Oh, okay.
And he didn't get it on the actual first approach, he went back to get it himself.
Mr. Bird,
I'll do my best.
let's do this thing.
See Nathan.
Nathan getting one. Is he going to go back for the second? He is going to attempt it, although I think he's too far beyond. As
Might be risky. No,
This
he
is
blocked
again.
it.
Stand that pain thing. Ow! Whoa! My bad. Ow! My tushy.
Now the bone storm, a very temperamental mission for many people.
Me.
The actual drops just seem somewhat inconsistent for many. I was watching Mango play this earlier, and several times I'd see him just like, oh, that's not, oh, it is, oh, that will be, it doesn't. It's a very, very unloving truck.
Oh, bad traffic lockdown,
I'm gonna start off a little bit slow, but should actually have a better look as far as being able to get the shortcut is concerned.
Yeah, this mission, with enough practice, you can get it consistent,
Oh, that was too
but
easy.
it's before you get to that point,
Can you
it's
come in?
yeah, it's a funny old mission. You can gain and lose a lot of time for seemingly no reason.
Both runners not going to be getting the shortcut, although I'd say Vapo was significantly faster because that truck was progressing through the level quicker. They finished approximately the same point. And you see there on Vapo's screen managing to do a little reset is the game maps out reset based on your closest point in the road and has various reset points for various sections of road, and because the family sedan is so long at the back, if you reverse into that door, your reset point will put you half in, half out, and you will face through the door and you can just skip the entire mission. This would be a remarkably long mission without this, although prior to this we did a Carl skip where we would push him in and then trigger the mission. However, not doing either of those would. I mean, what do you guess? Like, I'd say a minute and a half at least that mission would take just to get around the map.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Vapo finished with that 11:54, I believe.
Saying that, Nathan as well could play. Neither of them having bad Homer ones.
Both of them very respectful. I'd say Nathan will be fairly happy with this Homer one. Although I don't actually know where his strengths lie within his genre.
Dan, your lightning fans wit.
Yeah, they might neither be on PB pace, I don't know, but certainly not bad.
Smell you later,
Yeah, both having no trouble with Skinner escape.
Oh, awesome, man! That was too late.
Can throw a curveball every now and again.
A remarkably difficult mission sometimes, especially highlighted when you're playing on D+ when you're in the open wheel race car and he still somehow managed to keep up with you. Vapo now is going to be hoping that sport car does not despawn, and it does, however, he gets a new one in a new colour.
Better colour.
Nathan now slightly might just be closed OBS and opened on Microsoft PowerPoint, but hopefully we'll see something a bit more fluid from him as Vapo moves up to auto.
Easy peasy.
Sorry, bot.
Yeah, Vapo's definitely pulling in the lead. Can Nathan get a sports car? And more importantly, what colour sports car can Nathan get?
I'll never lose these.
Crispy and yellow one with the taxi sign on top of it.
Yeah, that's the worst kind of sports car. They're both the same speed. I think the sports car's just got slightly better acceleration.
That is true. And also, from my own personal experience, significantly easier to handle the sports car.
Yeah, the taxi handles like it's, I don't know, got wheels made out of baby bell or something. It's not great.
Then I'll be moving on to a relatively easy thing, but if this does not work out, it's very costly for several reasons. He's going to be trying to escape Wigan. I believe Mango here is actually quite a significant part of this escape, as far as the actual routing rate is concerned. And generally speaking, we just say it's a die 1 in 100 that he will just keep up with you. And the issue being that A, he's very quick, so it's hard to get him off your tail, and B, the plan into Boxer Dooley, the mission that Vapo is on now, is so ridiculously long that just have to do a quick little menu to warp into it is just so costly of time. Vapo missing the freebie in Boxer Dooley.
Yeah, having a parked car there makes it. I don't know if it's impossible to get the B, but you just, yeah.
It's not worth it almost. It's much more worth it to go back there and Barton Franklin, because the amount of like slaloming you'll have to do in order to actually be in line with the B is very difficult, because you do need to actually hit it with speed at the same time, or at least it gets more consistent if you hit it with speed because of the point at which of its spawn it will be on. Vapo managing to get another purple sports car.
No problemo. Let's roll! Oh, this is too cool for school.
Nathan was flirting with hit and run a little bit there, but it's fine.
Eat my dust, dust eater.
First
Vapo gonna
just
go for
did
the
not go out on the day.
I don't think he's going for the jump.
Didn't make an attempt at it by the looks of it.
Whee!
And the nerd car is just absolutely everywhere. Although it has slightly slowed down, Nathan. Ideally, you don't actually want to touch the nerd car at all, because the nerd car is a very volatile driving style. So ideally, you just like let it do what it does and drive yourself.
It's a show of power, I think, from Nathan. Just push it straight into those two cars, and you know.
Yeah, asserting dominance over the plane. If only we had David Attenborough in here.
And Nathan has got the better colour sports car, so that's a strong advantage.
Going through a little bit of a mini grind here. Very slow one as well.
Hey, Sprint.
It would be a lot quicker if he had
Time for
waited
some road rage.
triggered the mission and then done the mini grind. If you have to do the mini grind there, trigger the mission first, because the truck, or not the truck, but the van will move at maximum speed if you're not in a car. So it wouldn't actually slow down by that much until you caught up. I think, no. I was gonna say, I think he was gonna gear up for that dirt jump, but nah, didn't bother.
The idea of the dirt jump, you can guide the van into taking that shortcut through the construction site. But it's risky. If it bumps into one side and gets stuck at the top, it'll take quite a long time to figure its life situation out and then drive back out the wrong way and all the way around. So
also,
it might not be the most tournament friendly.
And slightly lesser consequences that if it gets through and you do not, it can actually just like get away from you. If you hit the wall and then you have to find a way around. I have had that happen to myself in the past.
It does slow down for you, but it can still.
But not managing the freebie.
Not getting the wasp.
They've managed to get the vending machine across the burger though, so it's only down about 9 coins as far as what I imagine his coin rat is actually for. I imagine he takes a different route if he is not. If he does not miss the if he does not miss the freebie and he moves into bed and
Eat asphalt eaters. Woo, nice one.
I don't think there's too much to say about this part. Nathan, we're going to do a cool reset. Vapo's already done it, but I like that one.
And it's a very good one. It helps you. I don't know. It helps you sort of imagine how vertical this map actually is, because the highways are all on top of each other. You never actually consider it when you're driving on it until you actually start seeing how this reset comes work. This truck now is a very, very annoying car, just because in fact it has such poor acceleration that my general rule is if you see skid marks coming off the back of this truck, you've done something wrong. Ideally you want to drive smoothly and maintain momentum, but sometimes it just does not happen. And right now you can see a little bit of the volatility of this truck from Vapo as he went on the 2 wheels. As we see Nathan move into third and B, we're going to see if Vapo's going to be going for both freebies and whether he'll go for gazebo or not, and I don't think he will based on what I've heard.
I don't think he does, no.
Gordon has it right on the nod there. Husk is better than Cleat this shot, and I cannot agree more.
Just factually inaccurate. That's what that is.
Nathan on to close follow cam. So the entire time which he's on this camera, we will be doubling his time as punishment for this abhorrent camera angle. As Vapo finishes better than B.
I quite like close follow cam to watch, actually. I've never thought about it. I can't drive with it, but it looks nice. A good view of whatever those boxes are.
Easy peasy. Hi, Dr. Nick.
Vapo managed 600 coins exactly. That end up with 401 after the purchase. This is going to. I think this is one of those missions where like it subtly divides the quick and slow, because it's a mission that you can do very quickly, you can do very safely, you can gather a lot of coins, because it's just, as far as the actual constraints of the mission is concerned, 4 minutes to pick up the 30 monkeys is really easy. So you see a lot of slower runners will tend to pick up a lot of points here. And also just generally the smoothness with which an individual drives does sort of separate those who are, you know, going to be getting like 132s or sub 130s from like those who are going to be getting like 135s, 138 and so on. And I say that knowing that Mango has a 135 and I have a 138.
It is quite a good mission as well. It's sort of the first early mission where you can, if you are doing bad for coins, you can go out of your way and pick up a few extra. and it won't, you know, it's not optimal, but it's a good place to catch up if you're worried.
And did you see, sorry, go on.
No, that's right, that's it.
And we do see Vapo there on that little jump to get the construction yard box. It is somewhat difficult, but Vapo here has one advantage in that he is on 60 FPS, I believe, in order to get some out of bounds and other such benefits. But one of the things that a lower FPS does is it gives you a much lower launch when you go off of a ramp like that, so it means that he was much more controlled and he didn't have to be so worried that he just collide or like just fly over and totally miss the construction yard box as he goes up here, which is, as I remember, a very old strat, but it is actually coming back into vogue, and I'm not entirely sure why. I have been somewhat lax in my following of the coin ride over the past while. Nathan here taking a very inventive route to Monkey See, Monkey Do.
I think it looked like he got a setup for that wasp, maybe.
I'm not entirely sure about it. It might be that, but it's not. Like there are plenty of wasps en route. There's the gazebo wasp, there's museum wasp, there's city hall wasp. You're bound to get one or two. As you see on a higher frame rate, it is much more difficult to make to like control yourself, and you do end up overshooting the box there.
I think Nathan did say he was running at 60 as well.
Oh yeah, actually, I do think I remember that. Yeah.
Vapo's making the sellouts look easy.
Whoa! Eat my dust, dust eaters.
Again, you see just that small little skid mark on the road there, just from like a small tap e-brake. It just enhances any contact you make significantly. Although the issue being that if you have a small like pipe, for example, it will just buffer your hit and will severely, like, you know, limit the actual damage you do. You can see all these pipes around the construction area of the road sometimes get caught on the vehicle. And now we see a very, very large discrepancy between the two runners, as they're basically both at the end of a mission. But Vapo's now pulled a full mission ahead, which is about 2.5 minutes of a lead right now, I'd say.
Yeah, something like that. That was a clean sellout.
Now to cutscene skip. Hopefully we won't be getting debated. Hopefully Vapo will also be getting it, because cutscene skip is just something you just want to see people be able to do. And he managed it without a single issue. I think about 5 pauses there, if I remember rightly, because I just hung it out with the corner of my eye. And Nathan, you're going to notice that the car is very damaged here, and it was, and as much as that seems like the right thing to do, it's just not right, because the issue is that that car is going the exact direction you want it to go, and I think Nathan has a setup for the second car here, or perhaps it's just going with that one. But basically that car is going the what a hit!
Worst video game ever.
That was magnificent. My apologies, that was some hit. Wow.
I think you could have avoided
okay, yeah, basically the first car is going in the direction you want it to go in order to get you to the second car. So destroying it early, while that's good, it could actually cause you to slow down in your transition to the second car, is actually not the best. Especially given how the first car is going uphill to start. If you hit that car when it's going up the hill, you will slow that car down, and it will take longer to accelerate up the hill, because that just takes more, like, you know, power to do to accelerate on the hill. And Nathan with a really, really respectable sellout of a 624, I believe. Which honestly, like, I would be absolutely delighted with that. Vapo, like, obviously knocking out of the park with like a 635. Anything 640 and above is like elite sellout. And Nathan really almost matching it with that sellout. Magnificent second car.
Come on, truck slash dinosaur.
4 pause, well done. I promise I'll miss 1 or 2 cutscenes. I'll definitely be doing it intentionally. if Mango does really wish to see these cutscenes.
Oh, I've never seen them before, is the problem.
He's just that good. Oof.
Yeah, still a mission or so separated.
Very surprised there that Vapo's car wasn't like almost blown up there. Got caught by the robot arm there. Normally when that happened, you end up with like a one hit from Husk's car. Now Vapo's going to be going for a little bit of a right through this area. Is that basically the reset point after he picks up the second box is ideal in order to be by Milkhouse, and these points are just surprisingly quick. Nathan opting for a slower method of turning around. Normally people will try to crash into the wall there, either turning just before hitting it or hitting it head on and then going on two wheels and doing an immediate turn that way. Just one of those small optimizations that you just tend to notice differences in between like people with great times and people with good times. And just camera angle. That's all I'm gonna say about Nathan's thing right now.
Vapo's good on coins though.
Nathan not opting for Fishman, I'm not entirely sure I'm happy with that.
There's always time for fish and Vapo's doing something.
There's always more fish fans. There's always more fish fans, I would say. Moving into Bonfire of the Manatees, another mission where you just notice like there's just several levels. There's a level of people who don't get it consistently at all and will follow the van. There are levels where people don't get it consistently but will keep retrying it. There are levels of people who will let the truck hit them and then they'll guide it in. And then there's that, where you just like take Cletus's momentum and just carry him in there, and it really is magnificent to watch.
That was pretty clean.
This is not good for my insurance.
Time to move.
Yeah, Nathan is on a pretty good run, let's be fair.
That was pretty cool.
To be only a mission behind Vapo is nothing to sniff at.
Consult Professor Frink at the observatory. He seems to know everything. Except why I ever came to this jerk Otterberg.
And also in a race to be only a mission behind is,
Professor,
you know,
oh yeah.
you can fail a mission in a race, so you can catch up.
I mean, I don't think there's been a single like glaring mistake by either runner yet.
No, apart from that corner from
Grandpa.
Nathan. That,
At least I remember that until the day we die. That corner. As we see him go for Clueless coins. Now we see there is a small like delineation between the two coin routes they've gone for. Vapo went for the speech coins, whereas Nathan didn't. And we're going to see him fall slightly short of that 1,000 coin mark that Vapo was at.
Nathan might pick them up in
custody. And what's it? Old part in the city, I believe you're trying to. Yeah.
The time for action is now. Oh no! I go, girl.
Now this mission, Operation Hellfish, is a demonstration of one key fundamental in the Simpsons hit run. You can't destroy a car with one hit. You can absolutely, you can like, you know, put a car with a school bus on one side and a cement wall on the other, and that car will still not just like get destroyed immediately. And we see Nathan here did, as I said earlier, some runners will decide to let Cletus hit them because that kind of buffers Cletus' speed and makes it a bit easier to guide him in. And there you go, it's fairly safe but just not quite as fast as what Vapo did. As Vapo moves on to the second car, it can be somewhat incremental because it can turn left, it can turn right, and Vapo's car just does not want to behave. Although Vapo managing this very well, absolutely great backup for something that just was not behaving as one would expect it to. I'm going to go for this reset and go for the third car, which I assume he's going to get. I just generally assume that Vapo's got this time because he's just one of the remarkably consistent runners from everything I've seen, even in tournament races.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Nathan, I guess, is just going to be starting Hellfish. Needs to go and buy the school bus first, so... Vapo's still pulling ahead, but... Again, if you're looking at their PBs, they're both doing good.
Strike two. Running over.
And it's just one of those moments where you just think that, given Vapo's consistency, given Vapo's ability, Nathan just needs something to mess up for Vapo. And as much as like that is not ideal, like as an ideally we'd like to see 2 runners do great and then like still like no one to know what's going to happen, as he does get a slightly bad drop but not the worst. But yeah, you want to see like both runners do good and also still the winner not to be obvious. But Nathan is showing up very, very well, like driving great, doing all the missions very well, and I'd say even like is on reasonably good pace with a 141 PB. I'd say could potentially be looking at one, although I don't want to say it too much because I would be afraid of jinxing it.
I'll be interested to see Nathan's Operation Hellfish as well.
That first card does not want to behave at all.
He's got unlucky it hasn't finished itself off by now.
I think, yeah, I was very, very unlucky in that respect.
There it is.
And I bet he moves on to fishy deals.
Plenty of good living here. I'm gonna have to do so much babysitting to pay
I'm
for
just
that.
curious as to whether is Nathan just doing this for fun, those little jerks at the camera.
Yeah, he's nodding along
Next
to
time, watch out
whatever.
for next. I'll return for the wild.
That's the more...
That is-
wow, that was nice.
That is the second car you want to see. Vapo managed to tame his one even though it was misbehaving a lot, but that is the ideal one you want to see. Moving on now into the final car. Not quite as good because now... Oh! Video game, why do you do these things? Third to done, respawn. Basically this game, like, it's not very good at physics, so instead of just going like, instead of just saying, how about we map out things so that cars can actually not just be on their wheels, but do other things and flip over and stuff like that. The game just said, I'd rather not. How about Vapo missing a drop there? What is that about? I'm gonna come back to that later. I can only imagine they'll be better. I suppose it happens not as slow as... Okay, that
Pretty
is...
neat. I've not seen that one before.
I'm glad, because it would make me look like quite the idiot if you just sort of nodded about saying, yeah, I've seen it. That is a very interesting little tidbit of strat, as Nathan misses that, and the issue is that when you miss something you have to reverse, and Snake doesn't really have that much rubber banding. He will just go ahead. So it's not just you going backwards, it's Snake going forwards, and that makes that follow mission component more difficult. Both of them getting an approximately equal third drop, and Vapo getting a very good limo destruction.
Nathan got a bit lucky as well that it was dropped before the jump.
If I
It was a
recall
neat
correctly,
little reset to...
the further back you are, the more likely he is to drop it early. If I recall correctly, there is a manipulation you can do as Vapo goes through the OG strat as far as getting up the lamppost is concerned, going for an easier, although admittedly slightly slower, if he was going to pick up the, if he's going to pick up the wasp that's around there, strat. And now we see Marge come into the fray. Canyon arrow, canyon arrow, no. Please do spam the beam if you have Frankie Face C.
Okay, Marge, stick to the plan. What the heck were you thinking?
Right, Vapo's taking the risky garden coins.
They don't have to be risky. They don't have to be risky. They can be very safe. But I did not see a single sliver of green on that bar. Now we're going to see, again, this is another thing where you just see differences of people who lets the truck run into them, who guides the truck, and who stops the truck and then guides it. And Vapo here with something remarkably clean, but traffic just did not let that happen. Vapo will be very ill advised to try the strat again. I think he should just let it run into him and take the hits.
Yeah, doing the donut truck very, very fast strat is arguably one of the hardest strats in the run.
It's right up there with fast up truck, I'd say. It's right up there with fast up truck as far as you have a very quick moving vehicle. You have to think fast. For example, like in the case of dump truck, it's because the place where you need to trap it is just at the start. In the case of this mission, you're not even in your car at the moment the donut truck is activated. I just gotta think fast and work fast. But Vapo is very good at dealing with the hand he was dealt. I really hope Nathan knows what Vapo did. I really hope Nathan knows, because he did miss the exact same fish. I hope he knows what to do here.
Maybe that's just the thing now. Maybe I'm out of touch.
No,
I think that is just a thing that everyone does. Oh, that was a drop. Fuck the crate in right in the corner where you can't get to it. Right, is Nathan going to get past limit?
It's going to be a difficult one.
Ooh,
I don't think so. I don't think so, yeah. I can just feel it from the moment it started. Both now trying to pick up some coins is going very nicely. And Nathan gets the trap, although I think he should push the back in a little bit more.
Yeah, I think he's... there we go.
Yeah, I think he wanted slightly off centre, because when it's exactly centre, I just find that there's not as much movement. I don't know what is optimal. I just sort of have a feeling about that slightly off centre orientation as far as ensuring there is as much forward back, because that is the method of dealing damage here. And we can see here, Nathan's just left standing. There's not enough time to go up to the planet height, or at least I wouldn't risk it myself. And he's just going to stand there listening to stop lines from Lisa and the sea cat.
Hello, white Democrat.
I can't remember a single sea captain line. I think there's something about Scrimshaw. And now Nathan's actually going for the harder lamppost jump, which respect to him, and he gets it very, very nicely. Oh, that wasp does not want to quite. That looks like a level 7 wasp, and how he's just like slipping away. Unlike a level 7 wasp, though, it didn't just levitate into the stratosphere. As Vapo finishes the second mission of Marge nicely, although I didn't actually see what he did for his coins towards the end. But Nathan with a very good finish, albeit not the fast limo strat, a very, very good lamppost jump.
Now, is Nathan red going into Donut Truck, or is that just a timer that hasn't split?
I think it is. I think it is the timer that hasn't split. I refuse to believe that. Like,
I could open his stream and check. That's some brilliant camera work.
This is real fine. Oh no, I got.
And again, you just see some small differences here where.
Them ketchup packets people done throwed out to feed on during the long winter. Help me fetch them.
Again, just like I think Nathan here just like perhaps not going to be like the winner as far as running is concerned, but definitely best cinematography is going to go straight to him. Like really considering our perspectives in this tournament, like trying to give us the best angles. I'm not quite sure what this angle is. Oh, that is not fun. That is not fun. The traffic is catching that donut truck, so it might not even be able to. It doesn't even accelerate enough to actually drop anything sometimes. As Vapo in catch-up logic, a very smooth. As always, like Vapo is a very smooth driver. I never noticed like panic in how he drives. Like perfect landing there. A lot of people sometimes overshoot that, and they have to like slam on the e-brake, turn, and then slalom to get back into position. Just brilliantly smooth and fine throughout his run.
I'm gonna have to sell my smell.
Now going to be going for this freebie here. Should be getting it. Again, just remarkably smooth. Even those two little lawns there on the side, they have a tendency just to buck you off and turn you into whatever way they want to. And yeah, just managing it quite smoothly, and will not be gambling the old fortune as Nathan is picking up the first drop in redneck roundup. That's it.
road.
Oh, that garbage truck is.
That truck said no. Just no. Wait.
Oh, I'm flying like a turkey.
From slightly different route. I'm not exactly sure what the route for Ketchup Logic is at the moment. I thought it was that you went around the outside of the car park, and that way you got a longer run up and could get a lower trajectory across the jump. And we'll not be opting for the garbage truck, and we'll run to the phone booth. Basically, if we run to the phone booth and take out Malibu's Stacy car, we have two benefits. A, Malibu's Stacy car is a lot more stable, and warps to the wrong mission, although still does get the pounds gift. What you miss if you were to load up Return of Nearly Dead is the pan. It's just so ridiculously long. It's like 7-10 seconds long. It's ridiculous. But getting this gift therefore saves it, along with getting a nice stable car.
I really thought Vapo was going into that Quickie Mart sign there. I was going to start roasting.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, hit and run with Nathan.
I think that perhaps you do notice issues with Nathan's CPU, which might also explain the issue with the splitter. We do notice like some moments where it's quite framey. Our restreamer and Appleston is like that. To my knowledge, has very good internet, so I doubt it is on that side. So it is likely just a CPU that is slightly causing a choppy reception on Nathan's side. I'm not getting freebie for Vapo there, although that is a very, very inconsistent freebie. Nathan will be having to pick up March inmate for the next mission.
Look away, people. Nothing to say.
Like threading the needle. Yeah.
What do you say? 2-cycle or no 2-cycle?
No, he shouldn't be getting 2-cycled.
I believe there is a minute now, so if there is going to be a 2-cycle, it's more likely to be on Nathan's side, because I doubt he's going to do them left, or at least on purpose, because it involves hang back a bit. As you can see, Vapo could be a lot closer to the car, but is just opting to sort of chill back here for a while. And that shouldn't be a 2-cycle. I'm about 99% sure it won't be.
Oh, it was late. It got me going. But no, that's fine.
And then over second, managing the freebie. That is a determined Vapo right there. An absolute vendetta against that loss. It got me going. Manda 2019.
No chance against my intellect. That guy was one bad driver.
Story of the race so far is Vapo is just sort of consistently increasing his lead, but actually both runners are doing good runs in their own right. Both of them are, you know,
both of them are by their standards doing very well, yes.
What's that buckle?
Building! Oh my goodness, that was so fast! Maybe these will jog your memory.
So race-wise, not much for story, but individual stuff-wise,
For the last freaking time, tell me
quite
about
exciting.
the crap circles.
There I was surrounded by Tojo and his Nazi henchmen, when one of them, a raccoon as I recall, hits me with a banjo. Now, I never reasoned with a raccoon, let alone a Nazi one, so
Grandpa, what does this have to do with the crap circle?
Vapo managing a magnificent run out of Lisa, as we can see in the chat. Although I suppose that isn't the best commentary, seeing as though everyone has it available to them. And you notice there just for a moment on Nathan's screen that when the mission ends, you just get a very peculiar moment with a camera. And sometimes you just gotta learn how to how to handle it and just know that the orientation of the camera will change by whatever angle and then account for it.
Fun fact, I think that doesn't happen if you use mouse look.
Well, there you go.
So everyone should use mouse look, even though it's terrible and you shouldn't do it.
Okay, Nathan here going for those 2 boxes at a different point of Vapo. And honestly, that is just going to be slower because when Vapo did it, he had to follow Wiggum. So Wiggum was the only obstacle. And is that wobbly car? Either it's wobbly car or he is wobbling the car. But yeah, is that when Nathan picked it up, he had to race Wiggum, which is just something you do. And when you get to the finish line, that's when the mission finishes. So it's entirely incumbent on your ability to get to that finishing line when that mission ends. Whereas Vapo got it when he was relying on Wiggum to cause that section of the mission to end. And he got it, and then he could just like stay still for a second essentially. So Vapo lost no time, albeit took a risk to get those 2 boxes, whereas Nathan did lose a little bit of time, and that's where you notice like those small little optimizations, they just really add up in runs such as these, and that's when you see like runners like Vapo, runners like, you know, Bacon Man and so on, Kick at Q, Liquid, just those small little optimizations, they just add up to something incredible, and just like cause this absolute rift between those behind them and those who are just in that like little group of great runners.
Starting to worry about Nathan. He's got some catching up to do.
Yeah, it's borderline fail glitch here. I think it's in like if there are 3 drops active.
No, it's just if one drops and you're far enough away.
That's
another bust.
Actually, he's gonna fall. He's gonna just like
that's
be left
and
behind.
probably a fail.
That's a fail. It's a fail. Bad luck to Nathan there. He'll be like, he was always like, up against it. Like the actual like result of the race has kind of been in Vapo's hands the whole time. And Vapo is a very steady pair of hands when it comes to races. I mean, like, just checking our little document here. His race before, he finished with a 1:32.38, which would beat the PB of literally everyone but the top 8. And actually that does include some people who... And there are some people who would be, like, close to him, but one of them is no longer active. But yeah, Vapo is just a remarkably consistent runner. He's a remarkably consistent racer.
Good first Cola truck as well.
Magnificent first Cola truck. I do notice I'm using that adjective a lot, so please do feel free to leave that in the chat.
Nathan's going again though for the mini grind.
I mean, I suppose it's what he does sort of need to do given the fact that he is a bit low on coins, but that is a very unfavourable drop to mini grind on.
And let's be fair, the reason he failed was because of the hit and run, not really because of the fail glitch, or because of the mini grind.
Okay, so moving on to truck number 2. Although, I think he actually didn't pick up that truck by the 636 sign. Or not the truck, the box, as Vapo here goes on to truck 1. And not a very good one, and the truck levitates in there, and now Vapo's going to have to be picking up coins in Mr. Burns' back garden, whilst also trying to keep up pace with this, because at the end of this tunnel, there's that drop the man remembered earlier, and you want to be hitting him in the back at this moment, because basically you want to sandwich him between your car and something that is rock solid. And Nathan here...
Don't be a 2-cycle, don't do it.
Doesn't get 2 cycles, but good. Oh, Jesus, the Rozzers are coming after Mango. I think this is a commentary, please. And now Nathan will be managing the 12 Stole My Pills on the 2nd attempt, and is still, you know, having a really good show as far as, like, you know, no major mistakes other than just, like, a single hit and run. I think he might have been busted earlier, if I recall. I think he may have been busted earlier, so I suppose his coins are a bit of an issue. As Vapo here goes on the 3rd truck, and is good, but not great.
Yeah, he was hoping for a quicker kill than that, but that was fine.
As far as like not getting the quick kill is concerned, like it's not like he managed, like if you get not the quick kill, but you slow the truck down a ton, the issue is that like you're not actually getting him into positions where you can do significant damage. as Nathan parks too close to the door. But yeah, you want the truck to be moving fairly consistently because there are points where you can get big damage because they are solid. But if you just like cause the truck to spin around in circles in the middle of the road, you're not exactly hitting it against something solid in order to, you know, do the big damage that you want to do. As he goes into the craft circles cutscene, I expect you all to be really spamming those emotes as we move into Apu on the Vapo screen. Shoutouts to Pessimistic Manga for the original creation of Craft Circles emote, albeit just a lift from the original game.
Move your clumsy vehicle.
Yeah, the emote, but not the phrase. I can't take credit for that. I have a t-shirt with that one as well, obviously.
Vapo here getting a lot more coins than I expected to get. You see, okay, not getting as many coins as I initially suspected I was going to be getting. But you'll see often, in this, basically, the mission he's about to go into is a mission that takes you across the entire map. So basically, like, if you pick up coins now, you aren't picking them up during a mission. And because this mission will go on without you, as long as you pick up the coins, the mission is still continuing and it will continue until it finishes, and it doesn't actually change that much. Unless the truck crashes, of course. But yeah, basically, as long as the truck gets to the end, you're good. So if you pick up coins during the mission, essentially they are coins you picked up with absolutely no time penalty unless you fail the mission. So top runners will tend to pick up basically none on approach and pick most of them up during the mission. Although JT has just informed us that Vapo is on PvP pace, which is insane. And really does actually stack it up against Nathan, because Vapo's PvP, as mentioned earlier, is at 129.45, which is very, very good and very, very difficult for anyone to beat other than like forerunners, and those are the forerunners ahead of him.
Not too much to talk about on these missions. Nathan doing the run, Vapo doing the drive.
You do see here that he's going for this box here. Someone as well, because you might have remembered earlier, after stating there are those two vending machines that he also picked up at the end of Q7. Allow me as well to not pick those up in the approach and pick them up during the mission. And so here that Vapo does actually have quite a safety net here. You almost feel as though he could have picked up those vends during the mission and have saved a small amount of time for not having to pick them up. As Nathan does not pick up Mr. Bad Jacket and will be penalised for it later. Now going to pick up Apu American. This is a newer version of the route, and it does require you to have very, very good coins at this point. So my advice is, unless you know what you're doing, do not try to emulate this, because there is a chance that you just will not have enough coins, because it does actually route out the box that you can pick up at the staircase there with the level card there in the Legitimate Businessman's Club. Exactly, don't try this at home. These runners are professionally trained performers.
Athletes, please.
Athletes. And Nathan's going to be going to the first truck. Oh, traffic was very unfavourable as well. Although it should manage to get this little trap here, because the truck is basically just trying to turn left because of its platform. And manages to get it.
Nice try, foolish driver.
Good plan on the reset though.
Oh, that's a very interesting little route from Vapo. Again, this is something I have not personally seen myself.
Nah, I think that's standard now.
That's a very, very clever little route. Now moving on to Vapo, I mean Baby Van.
Must admit, the smell of fresh air is
We're gonna
much
see
more
here just
pleasing
like
than the odor of
absolutely
the hot dog machine.
hard AI. We're gonna see if Vapo can get the little trap here just to ensure nothing happens. Okay, this looks odd. Although the van does have a tendency just to suddenly
He might drive
climb
over the
up
top.
any wall. It's remarkable.
This is not good for
He
my
fell back there. That's good.
Getting some World War I flashbacks going over the top. And getting a very, very clean Baby Van.
I have
Blimey.
This Baby Van is the best in our ILs. And it's, or not ILs, IMs. And it is actually very indicative IM because there are no points to pick up. So doing IM strats doesn't actually, like, what's the word, skew the time you get due to not having to have picked up points, whereas in an ASM round 4. Moving on to this little P as Nathan transitions into the third cola truck, having managed a reasonable second truck after a slightly difficult first. Again, like, putting on a very good show for everyone, just like showing off that he's got a very good attitude for the game. As Vapo is on
69 coins.
Nice.
Just between me and you, random object. What's this here? It makes no
Nathan,
sense.
not managing that third truck, just my own personal thing, although I'm not going to pretend to be some, like, guru here, is that making contact a little bit earlier than Nathan did would have been ideal. And ideally, you don't want to turn after you started making contact, because that's when you can get the Caminero up on 2 wheels, and that is when it just, like, falls apart into smithereens as far as your strat is concerned. As Vapo now is following Wigan and hopefully will not be going down the left-hand route and picking up a nice little penalty here. If Wigan goes down the left-hand road... Oh, what?
It was very generous. He kept spinning around and drove into that bush. I mean, it wasn't fast, but it was interesting.
The sticky bush full of spook, I believe. You want to mark. Now you're going to see here Vapo is going to be looking backwards and then forwards. Basically this game has no object permanence unless something is a certain vicinity within you. And it can only spawn in a certain number of cars at any one given time. And also obviously object of cars cannot respawn. So you're basically sort of imagining like every time you look in any direction, cars will just like be randomly generated. You're just hoping to get like the more fortunate, you know, group of cars in front of you. Nathan now finishing off level 4 that demonstrates a little fact. If you ever go out of bounds, you'll notice that the interiors of buildings actually exist elsewhere, because mapping out the inside of a building to be like, I don't know exactly what the correct word would be, but spatially consistent with the outside of the building is actually kind of difficult. So you notice in a lot of games such as like Banjo-Kazooie or whatever, they'll use those little black screens in order to transition you between two positions. It's because it's actually brought you to another part of the map. And that's actually where the interior exists. So that's how we escape Wigan, because you are actually teleported very, very far away from him. As Vapo is onto the garbage truck, and on a wow, 31 seconds up. How did he get there? And I bet he didn't even watch the opening cutscene. That's amazing. Oh no, wait, never mind. I think it was splicing.
Somewhat confusing.
Now on to the monorail area. Generally speaking, people do opt to get one kick on this wasp and then go up there because actually the wasp spawn in, as Vapo just get a little stint in the wall.
To catch my breath.
So Vapo's a little low on points. I might get a few more this run. It's not a problem, but it does need some.
I'd say he's going to be going for like an almost total collection in this mission. Like, I'd say it would... No? I would have thought he'd be going for the second box on this route.
There's lots of...
I think he is. He's going to transition into it from this wasp, I assume. Because, yeah, he needs it. He seriously needs this. Although, again, it's Vapo. I assume he knows what he's doing, even if I do not. And we see Nathan into Carmen and Kathleen. This was a mission that in a previous race between Green Bulmers and Aqua Dreams was actually kind of formative as far as like the upset was concerned because this mission is something that a lot of runners fail. If you're picking up this game and you fail this mission a bunch in your actual PVs, don't worry, that's just future time save for you. A lot of people have done it. And you're going to notice like all of a sudden you'll be 2.5 minutes ahead at the start of Vapo, even though you're just slightly behind your PV going into it. Vapo's coins still, I just don't know how he's going to... I think Vapo is relying on getting armored truck here actually. That's the only way I can see these coins being salvageable, unless he does part of the Homer strap. And you see here Nathan doing what I mentioned earlier in picking up those vending machines during the mission. I'm going to be picking up this one as well, although he's slightly further behind than Vapo was, so his is a little bit riskier. And that 8th drop does look a little bit late, because you can actually get 2 cycles on this mission. I think the 8th drop is the one that does get skipped. But it's significantly less likely as Vapo opts not to do these drops, which I think is a little bit slower, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not either. As Nathan should be safely finishing this mission, even though it does look a little bit dicey. It's mostly because at that position towards the end, when you actually that little slalom, he gets into the straight. So he will suddenly like get very far away from me, but as long as you just like pick up the pace, you'll be fine. I wonder how Nathan's coins are, because he did get busted at least once, and I think twice. So
I think he made up for it by going to Flanders, so they're not bad.
We'll see as he buys up, he buys Apple American. Yeah, his coins are fine. His coins are fine. Although I think he did. I think he had all 3 outfits on screen at any given time. Now moving into 5-2 as Vapo moves on to what is probably going to be the formative mission of this run as far as like this run as a potential PB. This is the mission that will tell you have it or you don't. Quick cash, because what's more fun than blowing up an extremely strong truck? I'll tell you what it is. Blowing up an extremely strong truck with an extremely frail sports car. That's what's very fun. As Nathan is going to be taking the exact same route as Vapo, proving our earlier speculations that this was indeed a common thing. And by speculations, I just mean I am very uninformed.
Hasta la vista, suckers. Good, like there's a convention in town.
What the heck were you thinking?
One side.
What's this on the truck?
Oh, no, that's not it. That is no part. It's Jesus. The truck phase Vapo into the bloody scenery. This is ridiculous. Now Vapo is going to be going for both freebies. As I speculated earlier, he did not have enough coins without them and was actually relying on picking it up. And he's not going to get that freebie, so he's just going to drive off, I think. So I think he's undercoined, and he's also going to do this backup here. As Nathan manages a very unconventional trap of the baby van, I apologize. I was not looking at the screen when that happened.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vapo's okay with the coins, I think. It would have been nice to get that wasp, but he's going to be able to get
I don't think so. I think unless he picks up basically every single object that he can hit at the start of 6-1, I don't think he will. It's very tight in coin. I think he's on 460 right now.
Yeah, this is a...
And if I do recall, he did pick up the vending machine at Krusty Burger in 5-1, so that's not available to an Incurious Curator. Now Vapo is going to want to hang back a little bit and cause the truck to crash face first into that wall. And generally speaking, corners are just like your best idea because it just causes the truck to just simply crash rather than just take a small little knock on the side like he is doing now. Although it is very effective, it's just that corners are better. They're just sort of few and far between.
I'm looking to see if Vapo's timer goes red, because that was not a great armoured truck by his standards, even for a truck that gets out.
Yeah,
there it's gone red. PB's dead. Can't happen. Splits have spoken.
Well, I say that in jest. Vapo's late game is very good. So that could just simply be the case. And Nathan is going to be opting to get out of the car to pick up the speed. He should be fine as long as he turns left before he does the reset, because basically the way in which the resets work is that it maps you out in like what direction you're facing relative to the road. So if you are like perpendicular to the road, I don't know what it does. I don't know if it favors left or right. But if you're just slightly tilted to the left, it will face you. It will face you the direction he wants to go, at very least in that one situation. And Vapos points are. Oh, okay. This might show me up if you guess that freebie.
I was hoping for it, yeah.
Because oh my god, still this, and that car just did not want that to happen. This is, although I'd still say if he gets the main strap, this is okay. He's going to be going for the slightly safer version, which I wouldn't advise in this situation, but it goes
helps
worse.
out my traffic though.
The traffic did manage to like stop him in his tracks as he was reversing, which is actually quite handy.
He is going back for that
I don't know what that was. Seems so. I thought for a second he might be going back for the car he hit earlier, but that's Steve's one, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Heading now for the second cutscene skip of the run, and Nathan gets back in the car again, has a small difficulty with where he parks relative to where he needs to talk or where he needs to get into, and he's into Never Trust a Snake as Vapo manages cutscene skip, and is going into bar 2.
Whoa, that was a big one. Ooh, that's a bring down.
Damn automatic transmission.
Just looking to see which coins Vapo's going to get, but I think he's fine. He can pick up the box on Squid Ball. And,
he should be fine. He's literally perfect on coins now with that box. He took 30, and he's on 569.
500.
Yeah, just checking Vapo's splits. He is on leaving at 17.7 seconds behind PB. However, according to his best possible, PB is still available to him by 1 minute and 20 seconds. However, that is assuming all golds, which is not something anyone can rely on. Yeah, exactly. Come on, Vapo. Don't disappoint.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do exactly as good as you've ever done on everything from now on. Exactly. Just get consistently better at everything you've ever done. Obviously. Now Vapo is going to just finish this mission nice and easy with his coin. Other one does just think
next time.
this could have been so much better if you just got in the round with chat.
Yes, that's red, but only just.
Barney,
Vapo's still on a flyer, and Nathan, in fairness, still on a flyer, barring that failed mission.
I'm doing just a small check on Nathan. Yeah, his splits are not looking favourable as far as a PB is concerned. However, other than, as he said, that one mission that he failed, it's a very, very respectable showing as far as the actual performance is concerned. If we just ignore like a one hit and run, one bust, and one failed mission, I'd say he'd be like a minute ahead of PB. I'd say he'd be on easy on 140 pace had he not gotten bust, and even perhaps 139 pace, considering how like the bust has also acquired extra points. Although, I'm not exactly sure how to read that name, but we are being informed that Nathan does miss Armor Chuck in his PB. And typically, like, runners of a certain level tend to have not the best backups of Armor Chuck, so getting Armor Chuck is a very, very significant occurrence as far as going from very red to very green.
Oh man, this sucks. Give it up for America's bad boy. Krusty, listen. Fine by me. It's time for some road rage, Bart Simpson style.
Vapo's on everyone's favourite mission. Professor Frink likes driving.
Hey, slower traffic to the right, please.
I mean, if I had a whole car, I'd probably just do laps of town. Let's be fair.
Yeah, just show off to everyone. What's that you got there? Wheels?
I mean, I get people doing late night laps of town and loud bikes. So if they had hover cars, you bet they could be driving around.
For me, the mission that Vapor's on now, Lab Code Caper, is just for me, it's just like the epitome of what a speedrun can do. Because it turns a mission that, when I played it casually as a kid, it was generally just like a little bit tricky into this boring mechanical thing. I know that's sort of gives an indictment to speedrunning to be this thing which can destroy like something in the game and being very interesting. But it does just show like when you optimize a game, like what can there be left within the game? Because all this mission really had was just like vaguely, like you sometimes didn't really know where it was gonna go. Even though it is actually a set route, just like you never considered the notion that it might just be a set route when you're 7 years old and an idiot like I was. Going for the old Wiggum escape Nathan there. The more common one that you'll see now is you stick to the wall and for some reason Wiggum is just freaks out. I have no idea which direction you went.
You could see he forgot to do the thing. Because he just
didn't know what that's happened. That's gone. Although, destroy that, destroy it. There you go. It's not a backup. It's not accidental backup somehow. No, it isn't. It isn't.
No, he's not.
Oh, I got very excited. I couldn't see it through the truck. He needs to hit that. The truck, I think, is slightly phased in. This is almost like a reverse of what happened to Vapo. The truck is now phased in there. I wonder if, like, maybe like something weird will happen and the truck will just go into a position with like tons of collision or something. That's actually when 60 FPS was being proposed. That was actually a strat that people were considering as like a reason why 60 FPS might be something good, because you could force the truck into a position where it would just go in like and just collide a ton and just die immediately.
There we go.
Okay, the truck appears to be free now. Actually, is it pathfinding just gone or something? Because it appears to be trying to turn into the wall constantly. This is... I think it's very slow. Initially I think this might be not terrible, but it just seems so slow.
No, you just can't get the damage on it.
Yeah, it's very... Vapo now going for the 5th and the 6th. I'd say this might just kill the chances of PB in any realistic sense. Yeah,
that was not the best stuff truck. Not terrible by any means.
The truck is so peculiar. Finally it's free and now it will die.
Now killing the armored truck that early. Huge.
I show this laser gun to you have to believe me.
That is a fantastic piece of camera work right there.
Principal Skinner! Bart Simpson at your service.
Now moving on to the full national jacket.
Jackass.
Take that.
It's time for some road rage. Bart Simpson style.
They're managing very well. Like, you'll see that at the runners, like, that's one thing that personally I found, this mission is so precise to the higher runners, and I just didn't notice it very often until I started realizing, like, they accelerate to get Skinner trapped between the bollard and the car to get a bit of damage off. That is a very precise bit of acceleration. That's something I personally never noticed until I started really trying to optimize certain missions to get a bit better at them, especially given how Full Metal Jackass is a mission that just can go so wrong if you don't do it right. Vapo here is going to be going for not Madman stats, and I can't say anything but I'm disappointed. Although I do understand that he is still
still doing well enough to not be worth it.
Yeah, in his first race he did things such as taking 6-2 backwards, which almost led to a bit of embarrassment for him.
Bingo!
And doing 6-6. in such a way that he only had the original timer, which is one of the main reasons why a lot of people failed this casually when they were younger, because this is a genuinely difficult mission with quite a tight timer, along with the very, very difficult drive to the port in which you're very likely to get hit and run, which will impede your ability to go fast. As Nathan, the curator just doesn't want to behave, and Nathan's going to have to deal with this in the tunnel. I think no shiv magic beforehand. Oh god, okay, there we go. Curator is gone. And we hope that... Okay, we had an easy in the chat, and I'm somewhat afraid that this might be as a result of a missed cutscene skip. Please tell me it is not. Okay, we have it, that's cool. So no cutscene skips missed so far, as Vapo finishes up on set to kill.
No problemo. Oh, awesome!
Alright, I haven't been paying attention to Vapo's coins, so I guess this is,
coins are borderline fine, I think. Because I think he has routed in picking up the neighbor's coins at the start of 7-1.
Dad.
And also the beach box being picked up by the and also he has not gotten boat jump yet, so we might be suspecting a boat jump with 70 sports car, which I found to be surprisingly consistent. Although being on 60 FPS, I believe makes boat jumps somewhat more difficult because higher FPS cause higher jumps on ramps, and that includes in collisions. So we might notice perhaps a difficulty for Vapo in getting this. And you'll notice here in about 10 seconds, Vapo's coins will suddenly jump up. But that's just because the alien car is just not very good at driving and crashes. Like you'll see it now. And Vapo not going for a boat jump, will just go for the reset and has to pick up this checkpoint and get to the finish point. Hopefully he will be getting his final cutscene skip and will be getting into level 7. Hopefully with hopes for PB. From what I can tell, he is finishing 32 seconds behind PB.
Yeah, that's quite a lot to get back.
Although according to his best possible time, he can still PB with a 1:28.57, assuming he's pulling all gold. Although obviously we don't know what part coins would have to put in that, because...
Yeah, you'd think his best times would have not very much coin grinding in this one. Vapo did get coins from the beach from the alien car, yeah.
Alien car did pick up coins for Vapo. Sorry, I don't think they didn't even need the vending machine. He's got pretty much enough just from the Krusty Burger. He'll be 31, 16, 47. I think he'll be 8 coins short after getting the Krusty Burger coins, assuming he picked up all the loose ones as well, which isn't too much to ask for from random collisions. Given how there's at least 2 con boxes that are easily picked up on the way.
I don't know what Nathan just did, but it was stylish.
Actually, I miscalculated myself. Vapo's fine. 2 coins left, and then he'll be good. And he's got them, and if he picks up any more coins, he will commit the mortal sin of gluttony. And, you know, I don't think there's anything we can do. I'm sure there's something the Divine can do about that. And Vapo in with the perfect coin route, 500 on the dot, absolutely brilliant. That is what we love to see as Nathan is finishing up Get Down with the Clown.
Let's do this thing!
Just give a quick check. Yeah, according to the splits, he did lose 8 seconds on that one split, which does suggest that his PD / rainbows involved. I said rainbow, that's what I used for gold. His best probably involved fewer coin collection.
Take that! Woohoo! All right!
both of them on extraordinarily fun follow missions.
Yeah, I'd say though that Vapo's is slightly more intense in the sense that alien card does have a tendency to get stuck either in the graveyard, gas station, or at the barnyard, and those are all
The neck
very
just got
costly.
absolutely bodied. That was great.
Tickling my feet.
That's what I'm here to see. Not strats, not skill, but dead
Or
medical
carnage.
professionals.
The power plant? But I'm bored
They're
at
going
this
to
level.
finish actually quite optimally because he is just there and ready for the next mission, as opposed to having to like overtake, because often most people will finish the mission and they won't have actually gotten to the power plant yet. And now we are going to see an out of bounds, and Vapo's going to be trying to get the momentum here in order to cock up the back of his car, and it just is not really. Oh, come on, can you
Patented corner
please
strap.
see something
Oh.
working?
It's
Nope, the
crunching
valve's going to
time.
blow up, and he's going to have to wait for the car to blow up. I'm sometimes confused as to how how long it takes until the restart mission thing comes up, because sometimes when you blow up the car, it doesn't allow you to do that. So that can be
There
a
it
cost
is.
of time in itself. And Vapo should manage this. 60 FPS is the reason why people go 50, 60 FPS is because you want to be able to get these kind of things happening. And he manages this OOB successfully, although one suspects that that might be the death of the PV.
So Vapo, I assume, is going to do
Nice alley,
most of
Kraft.
the rest of this level
Gotta
out of
just
bounds.
Get out of the path of the
One assumes that, yeah, he's basically what he's going to do here is he's going to
Talk about getting under.
go out towards the
But I'm
right
gonna
starter,
kill those town-filming
because
black
if he
car
doesn't do
driving.
that,
Okay.
the car doesn't spawn in. So if he doesn't have a car, he can't spawn in, and as you can see, the world around him doesn't exist, so he can't exactly spawn in anyway. And he's going to cancel the mission. Now the car is there for him. He's going to go into the school, start the mission, stay out of bounds, and then just continue with the mission. And according to his splits, best possible time is only 2 seconds below PB, so it's technically possible. But you just suspect this just isn't it, although it's going to be a magnificent run. We're looking at a potential sub 130. But it's going to be tight. He's 30 seconds behind PB, which means he is on pace to be equals his PB for a 1:30.15, which will be, I believe, the best time in the tournament so far. And potentially the best time in the tournament so far for a while, because that is a phenomenal time.
Nathan's got a good backup duff truck here.
A very interesting one. And now Vapo is going to...
Well, Bart's dead.
No! She's falling! No! Oh my god! That's so cool. And they're doing the alt tab strat in order to skip the mission bands, which for some reason just got stuck in even if you do jump. That is so remarkable. That is just like next level cool from the game. I've never seen something similar to that, although admittedly I've also never seen that backup. Now Vapor's going to be trying to go for Spooky Greg here because it's the fastest car. He's going to pick up the waste using that. And if you remember earlier, he parked his car just beyond that door. And basically, for some reason, the game doesn't actually understand that like Spooky Greg doesn't actually have nuclear waste off his back at all times. So we'll spawn another Spooky Greg near the school with nuclear waste. So Vapo essentially skips the mission, even though he doesn't have nuclear waste right now. This stuff truck is... Oh no! How much time is he gonna have left? Because the timer is like the timer is related. It adds time to what he has left now. Okay. Oh no! Please.
He is
Okay,
constantly
no, that's not.
the duff truck just going too high. I don't know where Vapo's going.
I don't know either. I'm not
Way
most
too
familiar
far.
with out of bounds gaps. Yeah. Generally speaking, at a bounce draft, we tend to navigate using the mini-map there. You can see there that Vapo is on a road, even though he technically doesn't look like he is. And now he's going to reconvene with Spooky Greg, and he's going to use the skeleton man as forfeit in order to kill the aliens.
Man, my car is gone, and the ashtray was full of pennies.
Oh.
I need another car.
Nathan is going to manage,
Piece of cake.
although that is a very, very difficult. Managing the freebie there. Coins are looking quite good, I'd say, for Nathan.
Dude, that hurts.
Although Vapo just like taking this home, still out of bounds, is going to do this one. He has to trigger that because otherwise basically the triggers are dependent on each other. If one trigger doesn't happen, the later trigger cannot happen without the initial one occurring. And you want to see here, Vapo's going to have the map piece. Oh no,
he's staying in bounds.
He's going to be doing bridge quick. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh,
there's another form of out of bounds where we get several resets, and Nathan with a very, very slippery FMJ. I don't think this is possible, or if it is, it's going to be very difficult. He does not manage it. Skinner is going to escape. He's going to be hoping for some pretty big hits against the wall as Vapo manages bridge quick on the first attempt, and will just be continuing the mission also. And Nathan decides for a reset. I'm not exactly sure about that. I really hope he does actually manage to get this first time so that reset is not. No, he is too late to do that, and he is going to really find this difficult to get the traffic here. That is cool. That is so cool. As you see Vapo here just driving through nowhere. Literally driving through nowhere. Nathan, this is not the ideal position. You want to be the little curve here. If you can hit Skinner into it, you almost managed it there. That is probably one of your best positions in that, like beyond Castillo, to get significant damage on Skinner. Now we're going to see Vapo on to the final part. He's going to trigger the race and then continue to go out of bounds. I'm not exactly sure if this 130 is still possible. Yeah, it is. It is not. But it is a magnificent one. It is going to be a 130 so long as Vapo does not blow up the race.
Get out of my way! Every minute might be my last!
Skinner is just not being nice at all.
He's really educating Nathan a new one.
I mean, he is out of touch right now. Nathan just can't play a glove on him. I say that, just blew off.
Would somebody tell me what just happened? Woohoo!
Nathan then moving on to set to kill. Should take this fairly nicely. We're going to see probably a more conventional strat, although I think the strat Vapo did opt for was actually the conventional one for now, so I actually misspoke there because I was remembering Vapo's failure race where he did man strat. Vapo now escaping alien car, 30 seconds to get back, should be absolutely fine. I expect to be seeing him in the chat any second now, having finished the race. Expecting approximately a 130, 34, so depending on how high he is.
I feel bad about it.
And Vapo is the winner. Fantastic Vapo with a 1:30:34.85, which is the fastest time of the tournament. And if this was just like any run, this is better than everyone except himself and 4 other runners. A truly brilliant run. And just a sign of the consistency that Vapo does bring to the game. And Nathan just not managing to get any luck his way. And it's going to be very, very tight for time here. Very tight for time. So I suppose we should ask 1 or 2 questions to Vapo as we go. And Nathan's gonna fail here. And Matt does the reset too early. He was getting very, very impatient, trying to finish the mission. But just doesn't manage it. And now it's going to go for a second attempt. And well done to Nathan for continuing despite having the bad luck in Wolf's on My Pills, getting the bus, getting the fail. And overall has shown up very, very well in this race so far. And I assume for the rest of it, if he decides to finish.
I mean, it was one heck of a first half of a run.
Oh yeah, very, very good. Like, I mean, like, until Armored Truck was still probably very, very conceivably a PB pace. And that's not with a great performance, that's just with like a pretty good performance as well. It was a very, very good first half, even with that Wolf still on the hill. So, Mango, do you have any questions for our winner of this race? Vapo, who is taking a commanding lead on Group 1, I believe this is.
So presumably Vapo's hanging around in chat, in which case, if the run that you just did was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, which one would it be and why? I'm asking the important questions here. Socrates, the 5th Ninja Turtle. Okay, Leonardo's not a bad choice.
Vapo doing his research. Vapo not knowing the turtles is an SMH moment. I do have to agree with anyone else who's saying that. Now Nathan is going to be picking up some more coins here and is going
Nathan's
to go to
a bit low on coins.
I'd say is fine because he didn't get FMJ, so that means those two, the box and the vending machine, are still there. So that's 46 coins that Vapo didn't have at this time.
Ah, true.
Yeah, I said that, Vapo. It did seem kind of safe to pick up those fans, and it was a mistake. It seems, as I thought it was. It's just ever so slightly slow is the only issue. Because, as I said earlier, the truck will continue without you. So as long as you don't fail the mission, picking up coins in any follow mission without rubber banding is literally time you do not lose for coins. The only thing you risk is failing the mission. And now Dalton's coins are looking absolutely fine. The alien car should be destroying that one beat box, which will bring up to 430 something or so. And then there's like so many coins in the start of Homer 2, he'll be fine. Did you have any plans for us, Vapo? Any sort of like absolutely mad flex strats that you wanted to show us, but didn't go for because you were like, this is still my PB, so I don't want to jeopardize it for the sake of meaning in a tournament race that you seem to be fairly safe in winning as it was. Fast set to kill. That's understandable. It was a very, very good thing to see. Now we're going to see Nathan hopefully very, very close finish on that race as well. And managing to get the cutscene skip. 6 out of 6 cutscene skips for both runners. Well done. As Nathan moves in to... actually, I did not notice the debate. I think he tried to debate too late. And we'd already seen it. And if anyone else in the chat has any questions for Vapo, please do feel free to ask, because I don't have the question asking virtue that my co-commentator Mango has.
Your driving is adequate.
Hey, come back here. Dems are sleeping on board. Oh, guess I'll have to use a hop for a pillow now.
Oh? Let's roll.
Oh, come on.
If you could be a PB, would you rather be a personal best or peanut butter? And importantly, crunchy or smooth? Crunchy or smooth?
I mean, the important question is, if this game was a Smash Brothers game of speedrunning, which Smash Brothers would it be? It's not allowed to be the Melee of speedrunning, because that's taken.
By what?
By BFBB. There we go, Nathan's good on coins now.
Oh, we're coins. Reset. I'm sorry, Vapo, we're gonna have to do this race again. You have another chance getting PB. Well done. This is horrific. Almost 50 coins over. I'm disappointed here. But in seriousness, like, Nathan has, like, kept the race going, even though, like, you know, when you're coming up against Vapo, unless you're Frazzle, Bacon Man, KSFQ or Liquid, or Cyber, you're pretty much expecting not to win. You just expect, like, Vapo will just not mess up enough, and is an incredibly consistent runner. He will just win. So well done to Nathan for, like, keeping on going, like, playing the race seriously all the way to the end, as he is now, and continuing this race all the way until that final I Smell Toast, which I think is actually a reference to the fact that Grandpa has a stroke at the moment he gets sucked up into the tractor beam.
That's probably it, yeah. It's actually quite dark.
If I recall correctly, that is like the urban myth that you smell burnt toast when you're having a stroke.
In the Power of Five series of young adult books, the main character uses the smell of burnt toast to channel his magic powers. I didn't make that up, that's the thing. I also have only read the first book in that series, so don't spoil it.
What? It's actually a brilliant series, like Tangent Time, but Power of Five, Anthony Horowitz. It's a genuinely nice series of books. How about that for young adults? We're trying to, like, appeal to an audience here. We don't just have, like, the video game, we also have, like, you know, different sections. Oh my god, Alien Car, what are you doing? What are you doing, Alien Car? That is just annoying. Also, Vapo, as a question, had you gotten armored truck? What do you think, like, where do you think you would have been as far as your pace is concerned? Because A, you were one wasp short, so like you had to pick it up later on 5-7, and B, just simply it is faster to get armored truck than it is to not. And obviously your backup was slightly slow due to the fact that you were picking up some of the wasps at the sit and rotate. Nathan going for the OB. Is this? No, I don't think that's that. He's lost all traction. It's gonna fall. Now falling from the web like a giant spooky spider. A full minute to armor truck. So we're looking at, like, minus the armor truck APB pace by 11 seconds for Vapo.
Sweet.
I mean, respect to Nathan here for, like, continuing and, like, not just, like, you know, going through the motions and, like, doing the missions conventionally, like going for the strats he wants to, gonna finish it on his terms. And this one looks good. That looks good.
Okay.
That looks good.
Well,
I think. Oh, get in there! Get in! Get in! Get in! Oh my god! That is terrible.
if I could sing, I just want you to know that I would have sung the Titanic. My heart will go on there. But I can't sing, so I didn't.
Mango, you can sing. Come on, everybody in the audience. Can't Mango sing? Come on, let's encourage Mango.
I could sing the Cha-Cha Slide, maybe, but
Go for it.
I'm not going to. I don't think it works in a
Mango is
Twitch
such
chat
a
medium.
cheese. Nathan now managing to get the out of bounds, and now will speed towards also a bit. I don't quite recall if it was 7-5 or 7-3 on which Vapo was struggling with the lining up of the actual.
Oh, that was 5, yeah. Maybe? I don't know.
And now we're going to see the exact same as Java before, getting out and getting into that racing or just on your car. And for some reason, this is spawned in. This is the one great exception. School is the one thing which will never go away. I'm pretty sure they made that joke in the Simpsons movie as well, where everything was destroyed except for the school.
It's that black car again. It has the speed of a sub-boss combined with the tenacity of a level boss. Ooh, the vibrations tickling my feet.
Nathan here showing that, like, with the OBs, like, I mean, if you can do the out of bounds, you are a serious contender. And it's like a significant, ooh, doing the jump and getting in there, phasing through. But there is a something of an issue where like, you can be faster at driving, but you're not going to see much of a difference between most runners, other than maybe 5 seconds or so. But when you have the out of bounds, that is just like a secret weapon that you have like in your back pocket. And Nathan doing these here just means that he does have this, you know, extra thing he can do if he needs to. And managing to out-defrazzle in climbing up the power plants. And we'll be doing the Squeaky Greg strat.
Wow, I need a disco nap.
Greg, no. Looks like we're gonna have to go for Greg's brother, Dreg, with a J.
Well, it's about time.
Their parents really weren't the most inventive, though. Now, hopefully, we're gonna be seeing this strat done correctly. Obviously, no disrespect to Vapo for having the car spawn out and missing the lining up, but we are hopefully just gonna see in the little mini map there, you're gonna see the road appear, and Nathan is going to be on it, and then you will see Spooky Greg appear with the nuclear waste, and here be Drag. Although above him, okay, you can get in, which is good.
Oh, yeah.
Dropping in from above. That witch got messed up, y'all.
The ashtray was full of pennies.
Wow.
Sweet.
There we go. Resetting to be at the right height. Easy to forget. Now is Nathan going to do out of bounds for this mission as well?
I would assume so.
Genuinely don't know.
Like, he's on 60 FPS, he's doing all the out of bounds, he's like, you know, showing off that he does have the ability, so I would suspect that he was.
Next time I'll hurt your feelings too.
Go for bridge clip. Okay, that's fair.
According to our eye in the sky, Arnie's
I keep forgetting about bridge clip.
I'm a mean speed thingy.
And while we watch a bridge clip in the attempt, I am also just going to mention that we do have a race after this between Very Original and LP3. It is going to be happening in 40 minutes from now, and it will be commentated by Sparrow and Aqua. So if you want to keep on, you know, keep on keeping on with the Simpsons Hit and Run, because, I don't know, you have nothing better to do, I'm the same. Do feel free to stick by the channel, and don't forget to follow and, you know, do things and support the Simpsons Hit and Run community. Subscribe on YouTube, and don't forget to like and subscribe and to tell all your friends about us. Oh, good. Don't worry. And also, you can also support us in other ways. I didn't comment on that because the stuff I didn't notice. Also, I'm somewhat reticent to mention some things because in this tournament we do not have the same degree of like we're somewhat delayed in commentary, so you'll notice like some things will happen and then we'll comment on them, so we're not like, you know, bang on up to date and so on. So I am somewhat reticent to mention something that happened, certain voice lines and so on, if I want to comment on them, because I don't know when they happened. They might have happened 15 seconds ago, and then...
Oh my god, Vapo just got cutscene skip. That was amazing. Sorry, my stream buffered for a little bit there, but I think I'm caught up.
Oh, I wanted a peanut. Sweet, merciful
Okay. Okay, so Nathan knows is going to get to the end, and we're going to invite him in to the commentary booth after he finishes, which hopefully he will with no almost large lad, almost.
Please don't tell anybody I did this.
I've got my heart in my mouth here just because like I know how tricky the end can be with all those parasites. Okay, and we got the freebie. Is he gonna go for human cookbook? No. Nathan, we're gonna invite Nathan.
Yay!
Yay! Finished with a 147.27. What? And oh my god, Nathan bought Vapo. Amazing.
Nuclear death, you effeminate wriggling spacewads! Imagine that, scared of some harmless nuclear waste. So very. Oh, cut your.
Okay, now we will be waiting on our runner, Nathan, to join us. And, you know, managed a very good run, and also no disrespect to anyone who does decide to like just abandon the run after the result of the race is decided. No disrespect to them, but like well done on everyone who does decide I'm gonna go to the end, I'm gonna finish the race. Because it gives us something to talk about, and at least everyone does get to finish. And we are joined by Nathan. Hello, Nathan.
Hello, my name is Nathan, and I'd like to say that was a great run.
Okay, so like Nathan, what's going through your mind there when you got the hit and run on Wolf Stole My Pills?
I was thinking about eating some fish and chips. Whether or not I should have tartar sauce or not, I don't know. Nathan is in this call, but is not saying anything. Maybe some mic trouble, I don't know.
I'm in.
Oh god, that's quiet. Hello.
Thank you. Yeah, Apple, you might want to do a bit of like a mic gain on a Nathan, like user volume. But yeah, what was it like?
When I got it, I was. Oh, okay. Beforehand, I was like, "Oh, this is not a good Malibu." I was like, "Oh, this isn't right," and now I went through, and then when I got to the drops, I thought the first drop was kind of early, so I was okay with that one. But when I went to go get the box, you know, to coin grind a bit, the second drop was probably like the latest he could have put it both times. It was really annoying. And then I didn't look at my hit and run meter. I think I got most of it going to Wiggum, the bully, Nelson.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I have hit and run. And then it just became really bad. If the drop was that late, I would have been closer. And I don't think I would have been rushing it so much, and it wouldn't have been that bad.
Yeah, it was a pretty good combo of wobbly car, hit and run, and drops.
Yeah, quite fun.
It was a really good run up until that point, though.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't actually that bad. Well, I look back at it, it was pretty good. Oh, my Lisa wasn't good, though.
Hmm.
Oh,
yeah, your armored truck was pretty sweet.
I had no idea what happened in my armored truck. Because I was like, okay, is this like the semi backup if you miss it? You know, the one where you just gets stuck and he just keeps hitting himself.
Yeah, we all thought that.
Yeah, I thought it was
happened.
that. And then I looked at it and it was like it was on the wall and it was stuck. I thought, that's a problem, and he wouldn't get out as well. I was thinking, you know, there's a really fast 60 strat where he destroys himself.
Yeah, I was mentioning during commentary.
Yeah, I was thinking I could have got that, maybe. But
I had to briefly go, Manga, did you ask about Duff Truck?
I did not.
Oh.
Okay, just simply the question is, Duff Truck? Question mark.
I was going for fast Duff Truck because I'd been practicing it beforehand. And I was like, okay, yeah, I should probably get this because I was pretty consistent at it when I was practicing it. And then it came around to it, and I was like, this is horrible. So I was thinking, do I go for the normal backup? Or do I try and get him trapped here? Because I had got him trapped there before. And
Have you? Okay.
Yeah, but he wasn't completely against the wall. And looking at it, and it was kind of heartbreaking because just seeing them all disappear slowly while I couldn't do anything about it. That was really sad.
Yeah, I can somewhat empathize with you there because in 4-1, if you play on G+, you have to cross the road to get to the phone booth to get opening the race car or hearse, but whatever. And if Wiggum hits you, and just that helpless feeling of just seeing your character just wave their arms in the ground in the air whilst they're just rolling about in the ground. My heart goes out to you for that.
I was very annoyed at it. But I was like, if I quit now, no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't quit. So I just kept going.
Was that like your idea from the start, or was like when you decided not to quit after that happened to you, that like steel your resolve to say like, no, I'm not quitting at all? Because you did have a little bit of a difficulty with 7-3 out of bounds.
Oh. My thing was, I'm not going to quit at all throughout any of the tournament, because if I quit, it's just it just makes my completed runs to attempts ratio look even worse.
Yeah, that is pretty admirable as well, and also it's good to get like the practice throughout the entire game.
Yeah, like my late game, it's not the best, so I'm getting practice, and that was better.
And was there any mission like you didn't expect to do well in? Like I didn't actually see how you trapped, but Baby Van ended up in a very, very strange position. Was that intentional, or was that just like weird AI and you just capitalized on a moment or something?
I was thinking, like, okay, I'd been playing a lot of Baby Van, a lot, trying to practice it. And I was trying to, so I was seeing, if he had really bad AI, I probably could have got him at the first one. But always, if he has that kind of AI, I try and get him hit there. So then he tries to get at least somewhere in there. In that area where he can get stuck.
Yeah. And any mission that you like thought wasn't going to go good and then turned out okay. Like, are there any like surprises for you where you didn't expect to do well in a tournament setting but did?
I don't know. I was like, during that run, there were actually a few surprises. The sellouts for me was a big surprise.
Yeah, that second car, like that hit was magnificent.
All I can say is 60 FPS.
Wow.
I'd also been practicing a lot of sellouts, and I could never seem to get it because I was just really bad at it. Maybe changing to 60 just got me more damage, looked better. Maybe. And there was another one I've been practicing. Force 7. I practiced that a lot, and it was really, well, it was bad, but it still saved time. That's how bad it is, my PB.
It wasn't that bad, though, was it? Your third truck was...
yeah, the third
was doing something, but...
Yeah. I could see the third truck wasn't the best. The first wasn't completely bad, but the second one was good. Well, okay, I got the backup. Well, I was trying for fast, but still.
I think we're on sort of wrap-up pace, unless there's anything else to...
I don't believe so. Unless you have anything you'd like to say, Nathan.
I'm never beating this PB.
No, you look genuinely good. Like, I mean, for a great period of time, until Armored Truck happened, you're fairly safely like sub 140 pace, I'd say. 139 pretty handily.
145. Before 4.5, I was on good pace. Because keeping up with my early game is really annoying. And I lost loads of time on 3.7. Well, I lost a minute to, but I didn't think I actually lost that much time to it.
Yeah, you're just standing there looking at the sea captain for so long. It's agonizing when you just can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So I think that is us wrapped up. Congratulations to Vapo, 1:30.34, the best time of the tournament, and I don't think that's going to be beaten for a little while yet. Thanks to my co-commentator Mango. Congrats to Nathan on a very respectful run, very well done, albeit with 2 glaring moments where it just kind of fell apart, and sadly 2 moments where when it does fall apart, it falls apart and costs a lot of time. So yeah, we are going to hand you over in about 30 minutes to another run. As I think it's very original versus LP3.
Yeah.
And finally, thank you very much to Appleson for kind of being almost like an editor for us, doing that restream and keeping everything nice, and also handling Vapo's timer when he spliced to be in Apu 33 seconds into the game. Apple had that on lockdown. So I think that's about it. Thank you very much to everyone who did stop by. And do stick around for the next race, which is in literally 26 minutes.